Vandeham.
The following is a class on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, Chapter 6, text number 149 and 150, given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on 12th February 1971 in Gorakhpur.
Shri Guran Vaishnava.
Maho bhagam Nanda Gopa Vayukasam Janmitrang Paramanandam Purna Brahma Sanatam. Which was a part of the prayer offered by Brahma when he offended on the lotus feet of Krishna. The incident, perhaps you know, that Krishna was a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. So Brahmaji is praising the fortune of the residents of Vrindavan, Brajokasa. Headed by Brajokasa means the residents of the Brajabhumi, headed by Nanda Maharaj. O Bhagam Maho Bhagam Nanda Gopo Brajokasa Janmitang Paramanandam Brahma. Krishna was there. So Brahma is admitting that this Krishna is Parabrahma Sanatana. So you have to take evidence from the authorities. There are 12 authorities according to Shastra. Brahma is one of the authorities. 12 authorities means Swayambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kapila, Kumara, Manu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Vaiyasaki, Vayam. Shambhu, Narad, Shambhu is Brahma, Narad, then Shambhu, Lord Shiva, Shambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kapila, Kapil. Kapil is incarnation of God, Kapil Dev. The propounder of the Sankhya philosophy, Kumara, the 4 Kumaras, ever Brahmachari, and Manu, Vaivasvata Manu, the father of Maharaj Ikhaku, and Prahlad, the son of Hiranyakashipu, the father was a thief, and the son was a devotee, great devotee of Lord Krishna. Then Janak Maharaj, the father of Sita Devi, and Bhishma, the grandfather of the Pandavas, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, then Vaiyasaki, Sukhdev Goswami and Jamraj, their authority. Now, here the Brahma, the first authority, is admitting Krishna as Brahma, Purna Brahma Sanatana. Purna Brahma, Bhagavan. Brahma realization, there are stages, 3 stages of Brahma realization. First impersonal Brahma, then localized Brahma, then full Brahma. Localized Brahma is Paramatma, which is situated in everyone's heart. The example is given just like the sun. The sun is one, and the sun is the abode of the sun God, Vaivasvata. In the Bhagavad Gita, you have to admit, Ivang vivasati yugam Prasvan aham Vivastan mano prahu manu ikkhaka vidya. So this devotion is sun god. He heard from Krishna for the first time about the yoga system stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Krishna spoke and the sun god heard. Therefore, he is a person. And the sun god's abode is the sun planet. And from the sun planet, the effulgence, the sunshine is coming. By this example, one can understand what is Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Tattvavastu, the absolute truth that is stated in the Srimad Bhagavad. The absolute truth, not like that. Don't sit like that. What do you tell you? The absolute truth is realized in three phases. The first realization is impersonal Brahma. The next high realization is the Paramatma, Antarjana. And the ultimate realization is the Supreme Personality of God. Vadanti tattvavidas satyam jadjnanam adhyam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sarve. This is absolute truth in three phases. So here, the absolute truth, when he is realized as the Supreme Person, as Brahma is realized, Janam is strong. He is realizing that Krishna, who is playing as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, and he has become the most intimate friend of the residents of Vrindavan, headed by Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj was the Jamindar Raja. He was Vaishnava. He had 900,000 of cows, and he was the head of Vrindavan. All other cowherd friends were his tenants, or friends or family members. So Krishna automatically become their very, very dear friend. That is the significance of the residents of Vrindavan. Their love for Krishna was so ecstatic that they did not know anything except Krishna. Therefore Brahma says, Oho Bhagam Mahava. How fortunate these residents of Vrindavan are, that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has become their friend. And Krishna is Purna Brahma Sanat. Not that he has assumed a body like a human being and is impersonal. No. That's like Mahavadi philosophers. They take it, they concoct like that, that ultimately the absolute truth is impersonal. But when he descends, I do not know how the impersonal can be he. So that theory is refuted hereby, because it is the statement of Brahma, and he says that Krishna is Purna Brahma Sanat. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Apani pada stuti vajje prakita pani charan puna kahe siddha chale kare sadva graha. This is the process of describing a spiritual understanding with reference to the Vedic Indians. Now, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving Vedic reference. He he says, Apanipada. This is a reference from the Svetasatara Upanishad. In the Svetasatara Upanishad, there is statement impersonally, but referring to the person, transcendental person. The mantra is like this: Apanipada Javanat Gita Pastat Tatastu Sasinat Takarna Saveti Vedang Natata Shasti Veta Tamahu Radrang Purusang Mahatma. Purusam means person. But the Vedic mantra begins Apanipada. Person but has no legs and no hands. There are two kinds of statements. That he is person, Purusa. Mahanta. The greatest person, the supreme personality of God. He is a person, but Apanipada. But he has no legs and no hands. So how is that? A person has no legs and no hands, and still he accepts whatever he offers, just like Krishna says, Tadham asnami bhaktya puritam asnami. Anyone who offers me anything, patram pushpam phalam tuyam, with devotion, bhaktya, the very word is bhakta. That means Krishna is transcendental person. And the Vedic mantra confirms. When the Vedic mantra says, Apanipada, no hands, no legs, that is not impersonal. Person, but his hands and legs are not like us. That is Apanipada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that. Apanipada Suti Bodhe Prakito Pani Charan. When the Vedic mantra says that the absolute truth has no legs and no hands, that means that the personality of God has hands and legs are not material. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains. Apanipada Shruti, Ved mantra. Bodhe Prakita Pani Charan. Puna kahe sidra chale kare sadbhabla. And although the Vedic mantra says that the absolute truth has no leg, no hands, it still it confirms that he can accept whatever you offer, and he can walk more speedily than anyone. When he walks, at the same time he has no legs, and he accepts your offering, he has no hands. What does it mean? Apparently, it is contradiction. If he has no legs, then how he can walk more speedily than anyone? These are Vedic mantras. No, nobody can capture him. He is walking so speedily. But if he has no legs, how is he walking? That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that Bodhe Prakita Panita. This means that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material body. In the Kurma Purana, it is said that the Supreme Personality, the Parabrahma, has no distinction between his body and self. There is no absolute, means there is no duality. As we have got duality, I am the soul and this body. They are different. Therefore Shastra says, Jasatu buddhi kunape siddhatuke. If anyone accepts his body as self. This body is made of three dhatus, kapha, pitta, vayu. I am not this. And Bhagavad Gita also says, Dehinasmin yatha dehi kaumara yauvanam jara tatha dehantram prati. So dehi means possessor of this body, the owner of this body. The owner of this body is different from this body. But in case of Krishna or Vishnu Tattva, there is no such difference. The self and the body, no difference. That is confirmed in the Kurmapada. Unfortunately, the Mahavadis, either due to their poor fund of knowledge of the Shastras, or by their ways, they say that Krishna or Vishnu has come, or the Absolute Truth has descended, he assumes, he accepts the material body. But that is not the fact. Krishna says, Sambhavami Atmamaya. It is not that Krishna accepts a material body. No. Krishna has no such distinction, material. Therefore Krishna says, Avajananti mana mulha manasim tanvas. Because I present myself, descend myself as a human being, the mulhas or the rascals, they think of me or deride at me. The Mahavadis, they will never worship the transcendental form of the Lord. They will not worship. They will worship the impersonal. And Krishna says, Klesavadikataraste abbhapya saptati sam. Of course, impersonal, personal is the same, absolute truth. But if you try to reach the absolute truth through the impersonal attachment, then it will be more troublesome. The gain is those who want to understand the absolute truth by their material, imperfect knowledge. However, atas Krishna namadi nabhavid gayam indriya. Our manipulation of the senses. It's not possible to understand what is Krishna. The Vedic mantra also says, Nayam atma pravachanena labhya. He cannot realize the Atma. He cannot be self-realized simply by talking. He may be very big speaker, nice speaker. But that is not the process. Simply by speaking very nicely, you can understand the absolute truth. Nayam pravachanena labhya na midhaya. Neither you can understand the absolute truth because you have got a very nice brain, a very great scientist. Then Sir Isaac Newton would have discovered what is God. Or Professor Einstein, Acharya, Jagadish Chandra Bose, they could have understand. No, they cannot. Because they have very nice finer tissues of the brain. It does not mean. It is a different process. It is to understand God or Krishna, it is not material process. Therefore Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati javan jasyami tattva. Only through devotional service he can be known. Naham prakasa sarvasya yogamaya samabritaha. Krishna is covered by the curtain drawn by yogamaya. Therefore, Krishna cannot be understood by everyone. Neither his teaching, Bhagavad Gita, can be understood without becoming a devotee of Krishna. This is not possible. Therefore Krishna says to Arjuna that bhaktosi priyosi me, because you are my very dear friend. Therefore I shall speak to you rahasam etad uttamam. Without you, nobody can understand. Krishna was a military man. He was not a Brahmin, neither a Vedanti. You cannot expect a military man, a Kshatriya, to be highly learned in Vedic scriptures. That is not possible. They hear from the Brahmins. The Brahmins, they are expected to be highly learned scholars in Vedas because that is their department. Jnanam vijnanam astikam brahma karma svabhavani. Brahma janati iti Brahman. Brahman, therefore we call Brahman Pandit. Panditji. Panditji has never seen the pages of Vedas, but still is going on under the name of Pandit. So, that kind of Pandit is not wanted. Actually, a Brahmin means he is truthful. One of the greatest commentators of Bhagavad Gita, Baladev Vidyavasa, he says truthful means one should be truthful even to his enemies. Sometimes we have to hide something from the enemies, that is diplomacy. But Baladev Vidyavasa says a Brahmin should be so truthful that he will disclose everything to his enemy. Satyam, Titiksha, Ajavam, Shuchi, Sama, Dama, these are the qualifications. Jnanam, Vijnanam, Asikam, Brahma Karma Svara. So, without this Brahminical qualification, one cannot understand the Vedic knowledge. Therefore it is stated sometimes, the Sudra is prohibited from reading Vedas. That does not mean that reading of Vedic culture or Vedic knowledge is monopolized by a certain class of men. Not that. The idea is, just like in our ordinary educational system, there is some prohibition. So unless one is graduate, he cannot be admitted in the law college. That is not a prohibition. That is the necessary qualification to understand. Similarly, to understand the Vedas, the necessary qualification is that one must be a qualified Brahmin. Not that Mr. Max Muller, he has got little knowledge of Sanskrit and he translates. That kind of translation is no use. Just like so many commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita, without becoming a devotee of Krishna, is useless. It has no meaning. Because Krishna says that Bhaktyamam Abhijana, only through devotional service one can understand it. And how a non-devotee can understand it? He has no scope to enter into the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. The first qualification is that he must be a pure devotee of Krishna. Then it will be revealed. In the Srimad Bhagavad there is a verse, Athapi te deva padambujadayam prasada lesanu grihita eva hi janati tattam nachanna ekopi chirang vichya. My dear Lord, one who has a little and which is a favorable connection with your lotus feet, he can understand. Tathapi te deva padambujadhyam prasada. One who has got a little prasada from your lotus feet. Such person can understand you. Prasada lesanagya janati tattvam. He can understand what you are. Krishna says that manusyanam sahasresu kaschid jatati siddhaya jatatam siddhanam kaschid bhettimam tat. To understand Krishna is not very easy job. Krishna says, out of many millions of men, one is trying to become perfect in this human form of life. Not everyone is trying. First of all, one has to become Brahmin or acquire the Brahminical qualification. That is the platform of Satagun. Unless one comes to the platform of Satagun, there is no question of perfection. Nobody can understand, nobody can achieve perfection on the platform of Rajagun and Tamagun. Because one who is addicted to Rajagun and Tamagun, he is always very greedy and lusty. Tato rajastamo bhava kamo lobha dayasya. One who is infected with the material qualities of ignorance and passion, he is lusty and greedy. That's all. Therefore, you see, generally, people are very much lusty and greedy. They are accumulating money, crores and crores, still they are not satisfied. In Western countries, you see, very easy. There are many workers working very hard from very poor state, just like Henry Ford, Mr. Rockefeller. They started begging life from a very humble state, but they accumulated immense wealth, and still they were not satisfied. In our country also, there are many villas and such, accumulating money. They're greedy because infected with the quality, modes of nature, ignorance and passion. Vaishya means passion and ignorance. Kshatriya means passion, and Brahmin means goodness. These are the different qualities. So one has to come to the platform of goodness. Then he has to transcend the platform of goodness, come to the pure transcendental platform. Vasudev. Sattam, Vishuddham. Satagun. In this material world, Satagun is also sometimes mixed with Rajagun and Tamagun. That is the nature. So one has to transcend the platform of Satagun. Shuddha Sattva. Sattam, Vishuddham, Vasudeva Sabditam. That is the Vasudeva platform when Krishna appears. The Manusyanam Sahasresu. So generally people are addicted, infected with the qualities of ignorance and passion. How he can understand Krishna? It is not possible. So, one has to engage himself this devotional. Then you can, you may argue that how these Europeans and Americans, they are supposed to be in ignorance and passion. How they are coming to the platform of transcendental platform of pure goodness. That is possible. That is possible by the execution of Bhagavad Dharma. Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya. Tato Rajastamo Bhava. There are verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sinnatang Sakata Krishna Punna Savana Kirtan. One has to hear. Therefore, Savana and Kirtan, hearing and chanting is very important. Sinnatang Sakata Krishna, especially hearing and chanting of Krishna. Kirtana Deva Krishna Mukta Sangha Parangi. Simply by discussing and hearing and reciting Bhagavad Gita purely, not by interpreting wrongly. As it is, as Krishna says, Manvana Bhavamad Bhakta Madhyajima. You have to accept that. You cannot change that. You cannot say it is not to Krishna, it is to Krishna's self and this and that. So Sinnatang Sakata Krishna, one who hears Bhagavad Gita, as it is, or Srimad Bhagavatam, from devotees, Sinnatang Sakata Krishna Punna Samana Kirtan. Because simply by hearing, he achieves the result of pious activity. And Krishna says also in the Bhagavad Gita that one can be engaged in my service, in devotional service, who is freed from all contamination of sinful life. Jesam antagatam papam jananam punna karmana te dandamaha nirmukta bhajante mam dirabhrita. Unless one is freed from all contaminants of sinful life, one cannot concentrate in the devotional service of Krishna. Krishna says. So, the process is, as it is recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sinnatang Sakata. Simply you sit down and hear what Krishna says. Don't comment wrongly, whimsically. Don't gratify your senses. Submissive. Namrata. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommends from Bhagavad. Jnane priyasam mudapasa namantayim. Just be submissive. Bhavadiya varta. And try to hear about Krishna. Submissive. Then you will benefit. If you make your own commentation, then you will be wrongly directed. You have to, therefore Krishna says, Evang parampara praptam evang rajasaya vidu. Sakalena yoganasya parantam. Because the parampara system was lost, therefore Krishna says that the system recommended in the Bhagavad is lost now. Therefore, I am speaking again to you, the same yoga system. So one has to receive the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita by the parampara system. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita. And how he understood Bhagavad Gita? He understood Krishna as a person. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusam Satsatam Adyam. Very real Bhagavad Gita understanding. And Arjuna says, Sarvameta Ritang Manya Jadvadasi Kesa. Krishna says, the Sarvadharman Paritajamamekang Saranang Bhaya. He accepted that. That is Bhagavad Gita. Not that it is not to pursue Krishna, it is to his wealth and this and that. No. Therefore, we are presenting Bhagavad Gita as He. So, it is very unfortunate that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, accepted by all the Acharyas, not only at the present age, previously also, Vyasdev, Narad, Asita, Devala, they are great Acharyas, and in the recent years, Shankaracharya, he also admitted, Ramanujacharya, Madhyacharya, Vishnu Swami, Lord Chaitanya, all these authorities they are accepting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then how is that? The less intelligent class of men, they are commenting differently. That's not good. They may come and they go on talking all nonsense, but no sane man will accept them. That's a difference. But those who are sane, they should judge over this. Why we should deny that God is impersonal? God is person. Krishna came. Krishna exhibited his godly potencies, energies when he was present. There is no, in the history you won't find another second person like Krishna in the whole history of the world. Apart from other points of view, Bhagavad Gita, that is admitted, is spoken by Krishna. Such deep, profound knowledge, there is no second imitation or second copy like Bhagavad Gita in the whole world. That is admitted by all scholars, all religions. Therefore, he is Purna Jnana, Purna Brahma. Bhagavad Gita is Purna Jnana. The Bhagavan, one qualification, he is fully wise. Nobody is wiser than him. That is one of the qualifications. Nobody is richer than him. Nobody is powerful than him. Nobody is influencer than him. Nobody is beautiful than him. And nobody is renowned than him. Sarai Sajja. So that will be explained. So, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, admitted by all Acharyas, and on the basis of that authority, we are preaching all over the world that you are searching after God, here is God. Krishnastu Bhagavan Sam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Sam. In the Bhagavad has given different lists of different incarnation of God, but ultimately concludes that ete chang sakala pungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All the incarnations, they are parts or parts of the part. Angsa means part and kala means part of the part. But some Purna Bhagavan, Sursa Kala Purna, Sarisajya Purna Bhagavan is Krishna. That is the verdict, all Vedas, all Shastras. So we should also accept in that light. Krishna Su Bhagavan Sam, Ishara Parama Krishna. And Krishna also says personally, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. I am the origin of even Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Matta Sarvam Pravartat. So, from any, now, here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Krishna is person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is person, but he is not a person like us. That is different. But less intelligent person, they think Krishna, as soon as he's a person like us. But that isn't. He is not a person like any one of us. Therefore, he is confirmed by the Vedas. Apanipada Jamanagdahita. This absolute truth has no leg or hand. Still, he can walk very swiftly and he can accept anything offered. That means his hands and legs are not like ours. That is something. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to explain before Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that the absolute truth is a person like you and me. Chaitanya Nitya Nityanam Chaitanya Chaitananam. He is the supreme person, the chief person. We are all also individuals. Krishna is also individual, but he is the chief and we are subordinate. That is it. Thank you.